talk to me about the types of digital events that you are seeing being run on your platforms. What
Mhm.
are common? What's working? Recommendations, anything like that?
Yeah. And so this is what I love. And I know we're going to talk about it a little bit more in a little bit about the Rock Your Funnel event we got coming up. But it's actually the purpose of that is to showcase the different use cases for how
Okay.
you can use digital events, right? And so some of the things that we're seeing, there's, of course, your customer conference, your summits, your multi-day events. Definitely, there's a huge use case around webinars. This is great for like your demand gen programs. We're seeing it used for internal purposes. So for like all hands meetings or sales kickoffs, company kickoffs, people are using it for. And then I think the most common is definitely one-offs, like the one-time webinar use case. That's definitely what we do. We host a webinar pretty much every week. And then also we're seeing a lot of our own clients as well as ourselves using it for field events. Yeah, we're so used to taking people out to dinner or to a baseball game, but they're also, you can use it for like virtual cooking classes or mixology classes. We've
Oh,
definitely
wow.
been seeing a lot of folks doing that where you're sending people kits and they can participate and follow along with the instructor on making a dish or creating a cocktail. So there's definitely various things that you can do, from very structured, content-driven type events to just something that's just fun and just
Yeah.
engaging.
Where, for someone, say, who's listening, right? They're a marketer, they're an event marketer at their company, and they're being challenged with layering in virtual now, right? Where do they start? How do they think about it? How do they like strategize? How do they begin? How do they get going?
Yeah, I think it really starts with going back to, again, like what are some of those marketing objectives and where are you, which channels are you like driving those leads, right? And really thinking about where does events fit into that? How many, maybe looking at past events and what you've done. And then really just figuring out, all right, let's look at our budget and look at, do we want to spend money on sponsoring events? Is it better for us to host an event? What does that digital experience look like? So I think you got to think about, where's that pipeline coming from? How much money are we willing to allocate towards that? And then also going back to understanding, again, like I mentioned earlier, understanding your audience in terms of what are they wanting and where are they willing to, where are you going to be able to find them? Where are they willing to invest their time and attention? And I think digital events is a great way to do that. If you're looking at, like for us, for instance, let me go back. Like for us, for instance, we have events that are happening at every stage of the funnel. So for top of funnel, it's more brand awareness. We're just trying to get people like net new leads coming in. So this is where we host like community events that we call them. And this is like our weekly series. And this is something that's being very popular right now. People want to find ways to be able to do like scalable, repeatable events. And so that's
Yeah.
what we're doing with our community events. So every week we bring on a guest speaker, we talk to them. It's kind of a podcast style, right? And so this is, again, bringing in net new leads, getting people introduced into Goalcast. Then from there, middle funnel, this is where we have more of our webinars. And so this can be more topical. So you're thinking about things that are, it could be either product focused. So, right. So you really want people to engage in your product and understanding what it can do and its features and functionality, but also like thought leadership, right? So bringing in experts and kind of educational pieces for webinars.
Yeah.
And then bottom of funnel is where we do more of those field events. So that could be virtual or
It could be in
it could
person.
be in person as well. Exactly. So we've done both. We do both. We do the dinners, not virtual dinners. We do the in-person dinners, or like those virtual experiences that I talked about, like the cocktail making classes. So I think like looking at kind of those different stages, like what's that customer journey look like? What do you want? What are those kind of steps you want them to take? What kind of information and content you want to get in front of them? And then figuring out what's going to be the best format to deliver on that content. And so that could be, again, it could be in a digital format or in person. But just really, and I always tell people when it comes to digital, again, really understand like what that content is being delivered and what's the best format for it to be delivered in.